Now, if you've watched my videos, you know that I am a PC gamer, but after trying out the Xbox One and seeing what the new generation of consoles is all about, I can definitely tell that the consoles themselves have a specific spot in the market that the PCs really can't compete with.
Yes, I know the video is old, it's from 2014, but he's comparing the PC to the Xbox One, a console that I own now and have owned for a long time. And I can tell you very articulately and specifically why he makes the absolute worst arguments I think I've ever heard. And I usually don't respond to videos this old, but not only does this video contain some of the worst arguments I've ever heard, but his response to the top comment here, as well as the fact that he never took this video down, he didn't private this video or anything. This video is still completely public, despite this amazing, wonderful like to dislike ratio. I couldn't help but fire up my microphone and put this fucking twerp in his place again. 8 years later.
In this video, I'm going to count down the top 5 reasons why a console is better than a PC.
And it's always convenient that it's always just 5 or 10 reasons right on the dot. It's amazing. It's great. It's awfully convenient.
So the number 5 reason why a console would be better than a gaming PC is price. Now, I know this is a very controversial subject, but it has to do more with cost distribution.
I just noticed that in the background of your video here, you just have a poster of a woman. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but god damn it, I hate this video already. And in case you were curious, this guy has almost 500,000 subscribers, but only gets kind of better viewership than me. Continue.
With a console, you're paying a very small amount up front, and then over time you pay more and more.
Isn't it funny how console guys are like, oh, $500, that's such a small amount. But if a graphics card is $300-$400, oh my god, that's so much money. You're paying $300-$400 for a computer part, but $500, it's not that much.
And then with a PC, you usually pay a little bit more up front and then less over time for games and whatnot. And whether you like it or not, most people are more willing to pay less now and more over time than more now and less over time. That's kind of how car leasing works and mortgage and stuff like that.
That right there is what made me respond to this video despite its age. Because that is honestly the single worst argument I've ever heard regarding the price of PCs and consoles. The reason people lease their cars or get mortgages for houses is because those are very, very expensive things. Working adults usually don't have 5-6 figures just sitting in their checking account ready to burn. People mortgage their houses because houses are fucking expensive. People lease their cars because hardly anyone is paying cash for a new car. You just compared 2 of the most expensive purchases a human being will ever make to a $300 deficit for a gaming machine. Stop it. Most people have no problem waiting a few extra months, a few extra weeks, few extra months to save up for a thing they want. That is not at all comparable to doing a lease or a mortgage to buy something that you don't have the cash on hand to buy right now. This is such a blatantly false equivalency. And I'm amazed that you not only said this with a straight face, but then defended it in your comment section and were just befuddled as to why people were annoyed with this video.
Now, it's also worth it to note that pre-built computers, what many PC gamers are using, are actually a worse deal than consoles.
Not always. Depends on the one. I usually don't defend pre-built PCs, but that was just a giant statement that you just made. Pre-built PCs are a worse deal than consoles. That depends which console and which pre-built PC. I say this all the time, but my first PC was a pre-built for $550 that I bought in 2017 when the high-end consoles were going for $500. So the Xbox One X was $500, my pre-built PC was $550, and it was infinitely better than the Xbox. You can even apply this today. Pre-built PCs with a 30 series or a 20 series are usually in the high hundreds, low thousands, but where is the PS5 and the Xbox Series X sitting right now on average? Like the high hundreds. Again, with the way you framed this price argument, you're acting like a $200-$300 deficit is the same as a fucking mortgage. It's not.
So that will drive people to use a console instead of a pre-built. And if you do build it yourself, it's a lot more work than just buying a console, plugging it in, and playing.
Oh no, I saved a whole bunch of money and now have to put in an hour of my time to basically doing Legos to put the pieces together. And honestly, it's a really fun process, at least for me. and it's good knowledge to have so you can upgrade your PC in the future comfortably. You're taking positive things and presenting them as negatives with no explanation, and I really wish you'd stop doing that. Shocker that nobody watches your garbage channel anymore.
The number 4 reason why a console is better than a gaming PC is because it is casual friendly or user friendly. Either term really works there.
Oh yeah, casual friendly, user friendly. Meanwhile, literally everybody owns a computer. I never got this argument. Oh, consoles are so much more casual. They're so much more casual. I can download Minecraft on my laptop right now. I can download an emulator on my laptop right now. Remember Among Us? When literally everyone was playing Among Us regardless of whether or not they had a gaming PC? No matter what way you slice it, people are going to game casually on their computers. I gamed casually on my computers. All of my friends gamed casually on their computers growing up because I grew up around the time of Zoo Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon and Lego Star Wars, and then Guitar Hero came out. Like, there were all these casual games, and yeah, if you didn't have a console, those games were readily available to you on PC, and everybody has at least one computer in their home. Casual games are a genre, not a platform. And it's really dishonest for you to equate casual gaming with a platform, because that's wrong.
And the first point I want to make is that you don't need to make any upgrades with your console.
You can make upgrades with your console, it's just they're really stupid and they're really expensive, because an upgrade to your console is a brand new enhanced console. And I know this video came out in 2014, but this was after the whole Xbox 360 and PS3 era, where there were multiple versions of, and even back in the PS2, there were multiple versions of the PS2, there were multiple versions of the PS3, multiple versions of the Xbox 360. You had multiple versions of these consoles, but if you wanted better, if you wanted a quieter console, if you wanted a console that ran things a little smoother, you had to buy a whole new machine. And then that problem just got exacerbated with the Xbox One and the PS4, and it's going to continue with the PS5 and the Xbox X. People are already talking about the pro versions of those that are going to come out in the next couple of years. But again, this is all glossing over the fact that you're presenting something that's a positive of the PC and you're acting like it's a negative. Oh, the console, you don't have to upgrade your things. No, you don't have the option to upgrade piece by piece, and that is not a positive. You are dealing with locked hardware for up to a decade at a time. That is not a positive for anybody.
You buy a console once, and then maybe 7 years later, you need to upgrade it to a new generation.
No, you do have to upgrade to a new generation, because that old generation won't be supported anymore. I can't, like the PS3 is not supported anymore. I can't reliably play my Xbox 360 anymore because it's not supported.
And in that whole time frame, the only things you are buying are games and controllers or stuff like that. In addition, I've already mentioned it, but consoles are plug and play. You plug it in once, it works, and you are ready to play your games. There's no assembly required.
The ultimate irony of you saying this in reference to the launch Xbox One. Remember, he's making this video after using the launch Xbox One, which is a console that I own, by the way. And I can tell you, with utmost certainty, you are lying. The launch Xbox One was not plug and play. Granted, nothing is nowadays. But that's my point. The process of setup for a launch Xbox One was the exact same as my PC. I plugged it in, there were a buttload of updates that I had to wait for, and then I had to wait a buttload of time for a game to install, and then I could play it, assuming it didn't corrupt my fucking install. The launch Xbox One was fucking terrible. Compare that to my PC, where I plug it in, there's a buttload of first-time updates, and then I wait for my game to install, which is way faster on the PC because it doesn't bottleneck your internet. And then you play the game. It's the exact same process. Neither of them are technically plug and play the same way the old consoles were. You're just flat out lying about this.
And it's really easy to do.
Uh-huh.
And lastly, consoles usually have a better customer service experience. Companies like Sony and Microsoft have dedicated customer service teams for their consoles, and in addition, if your console breaks, you can just contact the vendor that you bought it from and either get it replaced or fixed very quickly.
Yeah, they have dedicated customer service teams. That doesn't mean they're good or fun to talk to, as evidenced by literally anyone who's ever talked to them. But what is this, like, oh, if your console breaks, you can go to the vendor and get it fixed. If my PC breaks, I can fix it myself with a Google search. This isn't, this is not a positive. You're taking things that are not positive and you're spinning them as such without even putting effort into the spin. You're just claiming things are not the way they are.
With a PC, you have to diagnose which part broke, then contact that company directly, see if you can get it replaced, not be able to use your PC in the meantime, and it's much more of a hassle than it is with consoles.
I'm sorry. So you're saying that if a part of my PC breaks, I can't use my PC in the meantime. If your console breaks, you can't use your console in the meantime. So what the fuck is this argument? How the fuck did you get 500,000 subscribers? Who did you buy them from? I refuse to believe this is a legitimately grown channel.
The number 3 reason why consoles are better than gaming PCs is multiplayer.
Good lord, I cannot wait for this one, especially since you yourself already acknowledged that you pay to play games online earlier in this video. You didn't say it, but you flashed a little overlay on screen that said you have to pay for subscriptions on console, so I can't wait to hear how you back this up.
Starting with offline, it is so much better on a console than on a PC.
Again, he's talking about the launch Xbox One here, which is just amazing. Like, nobody liked the launch Xbox One's local multiplayer. It was fucking terrible.
You can just connect more controllers, sit down with your friends on a couch, and start playing. On a PC, you can sort of use a different side of the keyboard or something.
Or controllers as well? Question mark?
If the game supports it, but really you can't compete with just having multiple controllers on a couch playing a console game.
As someone who used to play a lot of local multiplayer games when I was growing up, during the Wii era and on the 360, and then as someone who went to the Xbox One and then went to the PC, I can tell you with utmost certainty that the worst local multiplayer experience I've had was on the Xbox One. And the best local multiplayer experience I've had, honestly, truthfully, has been on the PC. Because I can have people over, I can plug in controllers for my emulators, I can play Mario Party with my buddies, I can play Super Smash Bros. Melee with my buddies, I can play modded Nintendo games with my buddies, I can play all the local multiplayer games that are on PC with my buddies. I don't understand why console guys, especially console guys who claim to be PC gamers, cough cough, I don't understand why people just don't want to acknowledge that local multiplayer exists on PC. Like, you're correct that the PC is traditionally more of a solo machine. You're usually just using the PC. Like, the PC is a more solo-oriented machine for gaming. Yes, you're correct. But that doesn't mean that local multiplayer doesn't exist here. And again, the ultimate irony of you saying this in regards to the Xbox One. The Xbox One had terrible local multiplayer.
Past that, even online multiplayer is sometimes a better experience on a console.
Sometimes. I can't wait for you to get specific.
Mostly because it has a huge user base. No matter where you're from, you're going to be able to find a game with a decent connection.
First of all, there are more PC gamers than console gamers. It's not close. And second of all, the reason why you can get games quicker and are seemingly more reliably on console than PC is because there are less games on console. So that audience on the console is more consolidated to a handful of games instead of, the PC, which is a bigger market, a bigger audience, a bigger player base, and more options to choose from. This is not a positive. Like, yeah, congratulations, you can find a Madden lobby faster on console. I don't care.
On PC, if you're not playing one of the newer games, there may not be that many people on it, and if you're not from a populated area, you may have a very bad connection to the server you're connecting to.
If you're not from a populated area, you're going to have a bad connection to a server no matter what platform you're on. That was just a really stupid point. But again, like, if you're not playing one of the newer games, excuse me? I've been playing World at War on PC with other people. I've been playing Modern Warfare 3 on PC with other people. The fact that the platform is open and has a bigger user base and is not owned by one company means that these games can be supported more effectively by the community after the developers and publishers don't want to support them anymore. As I'm recording this, there are 11,000 people playing Counter-Strike. Like CS 1.6 Counter-Strike. 11,000 people playing it. Meanwhile, if I want to play one of the older games on console, can I even do that? Can I still play Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One? No, I can't. It's hacked to shit. Can I still play old Halo on console? Nope, servers are shut down.
Now, the number 2 reason why a console would be better than a gaming PC is couch gaming. In general, relaxation is a big factor in console gaming.
How is this any different from the last point you made about local multiplayer? I guess if you're solo playing, but again, if you're solo playing, you can use your PC hooked up to a TV with a controller sitting on the couch.
You can just hook it up to your home theater setup that you already have, grab a controller, sit back on the couch, and start playing. It's a more laid-back gaming experience.
Everything you just said can be done on PC. Like, literally everything you just said can be done on PC. It's just you don't want to for some reason. And it's fine if you don't want to do that. But you not wanting to do that is not an argument.
A lot of people argue that there is a PC alternative to that you can build a dedicated gaming PC.
You don't even have to build a dedicated gaming PC for that. You can just move your PC to the couch.
But that also takes away from the value of a PC because you can't really use it as a work PC if it's connected to your home theater. It really defeats the purpose of having a PC in general.
I literally can do that. Like, I literally can.
So couch gaming is a huge pro for consoles.
If you don't want to use... Oh my god. Like, what? I don't understand the problem. If you want to use your PC on the couch with your home theater, just do that. And then if you want to use your PC for work, just do that. It's a machine that does all of those things. I don't understand where the roadblock is.
Now, the number one reason why consoles are better than gaming PCs is consistency.
You are stupid. I don't like using ad hominems, and I know this video is old, but you are stupid, and this channel is a fucking joke. There's another minute and a half of this video, and I'm not gonna finish it. You haven't given PC gamers, or really you haven't given your viewers at all. You haven't given any of your viewers any kind of respect this entire time. You've just been flat out lying to them this entire video. So no, I'm not gonna give you the respect of finishing the last minute and a half. Your channel's a joke. Please sub to me. Toodles.
Take out that that scanner thing. People shooting over here.
I cracked one. Nice.
The guy that's running super low.
Down one too. One more left.
Oh, I hear him gliding on me. On me.
Yeah, he's on you.
Dead.
There you go.
King Nados with a rifle. GG, victory